Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I know some of you, for example, I was speaking to one lovely person, a suicide prevention coach from New Zealand down under, and he was telling me it's around about 5 a.m. now in the morning, 5 to 6 a.m. So I do apologize for this. I understand that for some of you located elsewhere in the world, for example, in California, it's about what? It's about 10 a.m. in the morning. For those of you in Mountain Standard Time, it's 11. For those of you in Central Time in Texas, in the beautiful state of Texas, it's 12 p.m. midday. And for those of you on the East Coast, it's 1 p.m. And then over here in Europe, it's 6 p.m. in Dublin, Ireland, where I come from, and it's 7 p.m. over here where I am now at the moment. I'm in a place called Poznan, Poland. Welcome one, welcome all. My name is Paul P.G. McMckeown, and what I am is I'm a digital marketeer. And what I do is I specialize in helping coaches, helping business coaches, helping suicide prevention coaches, relationship coaches, helping speakers, podcast hosts, authors, and luxury retreat providers to achieve amazing, amazing success. Now, what I do with this is we've got a few different lead magnets. Let's call them free gifts if you want. And what we do is we provide these lead magnets to entice people to come along and to talk with us. And we're very, very grateful to have had such a fantastic response. We've got loads and loads and loads of questions. Now, what we're going to do each day with the questions is approximately 15 minutes after this live training finishes, then we're going to have a Q&A session. So we're going to round it off approximately. So if we finish there tonight, let's say they're about 10 past the hour, if everything goes ahead to schedule, then we're going to have the training, the Q&A training for all of the VIPs and the VIP elites that will happen 15 minutes afterwards. Now, remember, it's not too late. It is not too late to get involved in VIP. Let me just share a screen with you, if that's okay. Right, share screen. Where's my share screen button? Here we go. Powers of technology. Yeah. Okay, so this is the page that some of you will have seen on your travels through. It's got please watch this video, read the letter below to discover how to create and sell these high quality courses. In other words, it's what I'm trying to show you is a systemized process, a series of 8, if I can do this correctly, 8, I think that's 8 fingers I'm holding up, systemized processes. This will truly make a difference to your coaching business, speaking business, writing business, whatever it is. If it's an online business, there we can help you with it, and it will truly help you to scale your business, to grow your business, and eventually lead to the possibilities of being able to fire all of those one-to-one clients. Yes, I did say fire all of those one-to-one clients, and give yourself the location freedom you deserve, the time freedom that you deserve, and the financial freedom that you deserve, because we're all in it for those, let's call them dollar bills, depending on where you are in the world. Over here, it's euros, and in the United Kingdom, it's pounds. But for the rest of you, for most of you out there, it's dollars. Some of you have rands, don't you? And some of you have rubles. Wow. Okay. Anyway, these are the VIP options. There was the one there. Thank you for all of the people there that took us up on these offers. It is very, very, very nice to have you on board. $7 USD. What that will get you access to is to our IC content training portal. So all of the 8 courses plus all of the bonuses there that I promised you in my offer stack. Okay, so that's absolutely amazing. You're going to get the exact scripts, the exact copy that we use with each and every single one of our clients. And you're going to get the funnel templates, and you're going to get access to all of these live trainings and to the replay trainings. How long for? For as long as the internet exists. So as long as the internet continues to hang around, you're going to get access to these things. Please, please, please make use of it. Bookmark it. And remember to follow us. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, so we're on Meta, we're on Facebook WhatsApp, we're on Facebook Messenger, we're on, are we on TikTok? I think we're on TikTok, but we're definitely on LinkedIn, and we're definitely on Reddit and Quora, etc. And most prevalently on YouTube. So if you go to youtube.com, if you type in the name of the brand, it's iCandor. Each of these 8 letters represents one of the steps, these systemized processes that are inside our strategies. Okay. Now, if you upgrade to $47, what you'll get access to is you'll be invited to the live Q&A workshops, which start 15 minutes after these sessions end. And if you upgrade to the $97 package, remember, this will contain everything that's in the $47 package and everything that's in the $7 package. So you don't have to purchase them all separately. You just purchase one. If you purchase this one, you'll get everything that's in VIP Master and everything that's in Core Starter. Plus, you will get access to one VIP Q&A workshop where we, myself or a member of my team, will build out for you a customized roadmap, your own customized roadmap for you. So if you're a suicide prevention coach, if you're a relationship coach, if you're a sexual healing coach, if you're somebody there that helps people with their fear of rats or their phobias about public speaking or whatever, then we want to be able to help you in this. If you upgrade to this program, then we will design your avatar for you. Because as some of you will have seen, there are 6 questions to fill in, but there are a few different parts to those questions. So as I said, if it is overwhelming, you can just put in not applicable to those ones, as long as you get your main message across. So thank you to all of the lovely, lovely, lovely people who filled in our avatar. Big special thank you to, where is it? I had the list in front of me one moment ago. No, of course, I listed. So a big thank you to Melody, to Shama, to Pauline, to Vipul, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly, Vipul, to Lori, to Christel, is that Christel? Christel, to Matt, all the way down under from New Zealand, there to Dennis, to Kirsty, to Polash, to Kaveri, to Denise, to Blessing Michael, to Ahmed, to Manu, to there Anton, to John, all the way back home in Dublin. Their Melody is also in Dublin, aren't you, Melody? And Shama is also, no, Shama's in London. Sorry, to Anna from the Russian Federation, and to David, to Tatiana, to Gina. Hello, Gina. To Yarona, what a lovely name. To Mastani, to Habiba. Oh, very, very nice names. Very nice names. To Millie, to Millicent, to Danielle, and to Rachel, to Jackie, to Stuart, to another Anna, second Anna. We have 2 Annas in the house tonight. Yay! To Elizabeth, to Robbie, to Ali, to Jill, to Dr. Paul, to Emma. There we have your namesake there, Barry. Barry's also in the house too. Hello, Barry. To Junilda, I'm not too sure how to pronounce that name. I do apologize. I can call you Jill. Okay, Jill. Hello, Jill. Hi. Hi. To Emer, and to, I suppose if I made this page longer, I could actually see more of you, couldn't I? To Nikki, to Martha, to Aaron, to Stefanos, to Antonios. Antonios, thank you for your comments. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you to everybody. To Biljana, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. To Anne, to our third Anne. To Candice, to Michael, to Sharon, to Sanjay, to Tavana, to Jay, to Daniel, to Regina, to Andrea, to Matthew, to Marcus. Hello, Marcus. To Fabrizio from Italy, and to Kieran, all the way back home in Ireland. So I hope all of you, each and every one of you, are going to get a lot of value out of this lesson. So please, buckle your seatbelts. I'm going to send this screen over here, and if we just go present, right, okay, there you go. There's my avatar. That's me. That's me. And I think in the latest one, I've updated my age from 23 to its righteous form to 53. And remember, as I've said time and time again, because one of the values that we believe in, whether you believe us or whether you don't, Coach Dan Gordon, we've been having a little bit of a fracas with Coach Dan Gordon all the way over there in LA in California. But anyway, I believe in being radically transparent, completely transparent with my audience. And at the beginning of each and every single one of these videos, I always tell you, look, I'm going to do two things. The first thing is I'm going to help you by actually helping you, by rolling my sleeves up and by helping you. And the second thing that I'm going to do is, shockingly, yes, shockingly, I'm going to try to sell you something. I'm going to try to sell you something, as its name applies. Their VSL is a video there where you see the screens like what I'm sharing with you on Canva, but you don't see me. So, I'm covered or the video is turned off. Okay, now this is the problem. This is the journey that we're trying to take people along. And you see, imagine there's these two banks of the river. So the bank on the left-hand side, this is where you've got a problem. Maybe you've got low leads. Maybe you've got low conversions. Maybe you've got a low or a non-existent list. And now, whatever those problems are, as I said to you, I will help each and every one of you for free. And I will give you these 123 leads. I will position the first video onto Google, onto page 1. We're exactly above your competitors. And I'll do this for free there, because what I do is I believe in helping people by actually helping them. Okay. And, believe you me, I've been in this business for 29 years and 1 month now. I started off in July 1994. So in the era of, let's call it, the internet dinosaurs. The internet was a very, very different place. Now, I understand some of you there. Hello, Chris. Chris was saying to me there that he doesn't believe in the power of Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, etc. Believe you me, Chris, I was in exactly the same situation as you. I think the year was 2007 in Dublin, Ireland, and I was living in South County Dublin. And this is the home to huge numbers of those huge technical Goliaths from the United States of America. Ireland is home. It has its European headquarters for Apple, for Microsoft, and for Facebook, as it was called then, Meta, as it's called now today. And I remember they're talking to some of the boys. They're the guys from Facebook, the ads representatives. And they were asking me in 2007 if I would be interested in some form of paid advertising, as with the boys from Google, also located in Ireland. And I thought to them, are you, some words, crazy? I am not going to invest money into something there that looks like a startup. Google had only been in existence since 1998. Their Google Ads, or AdWord platform, as it was called then, only started off in 2004. It was a very new technology. And I thought to them, are you crazy? I was advertising just like you, Chris, in the local paper. And in Dublin, Ireland, what this was called the Evening Herald. And I paid the Evening Herald for their classified sections on the Thursday and the Friday. I paid them about the equivalent of 20 euros, let's say $25 there per day. And it brought me in some leads. Some people would phone using this thing called a telephone. Not to be confused with a smartphone, but a telephone. I don't actually remember one of those things. So it was called a telephone. And they would call me on the telephone, on the landline, I suppose, as we call it now. And I would do some business. I would sell my marketing services. In those days, what it was my side hustle, because I was working for, just like everybody else almost in Dublin, I was working for the American multinationals, and then later for the telcos, for the telecommunications companies. But this was always the objective, to take people from the left-hand side where they're suffering from a problem. Maybe they're a coach, maybe they solve the blind spots of location management, time management, whatever it is. And then they want to take the people over to the promised land, across that Red Sea, all the way across to the other side. And they want to avoid that extremely dangerous marketing shark that will leech them from thousands and thousands and thousands of their dollars, their euros, their pounds, their whatever. And this is the problem that we're trying to avoid. And this is why I always try to build up trust with my marketplace, either with a very low ticket offer, for example, the $7 for all of my courses, or the $47 for the upgrade, and the $97 for the VIP Elite upgrade. It's a very low trajectory. And there's also a lot of stuff, like we've got 2 ebooks, we've got a video training series. What is it? A 60-day video training series, all for free. We've got there are these offers where we position one of your videos for free all the way up to Google page 1 in 23.5 minutes. In 23.5 minutes. Seriously, this thing has to be seen to be believed. It will blow your mind. And as I said, first video for free. So I get your message out there to the right people at the right time. In other words, your avatar at the right time. So in other words, when they're browsing, using the right medium. And some people, Coach Dan Gordon, doesn't believe that this will happen. And I said, okay, well, Coach Dan Gordon, please, come on. And we'll show you, I'll show you how it's worked for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of coaches before. Oh, they're all made up. No, they are not made up. Believe you me, they have got video testimonials. I'm not putting random people in front of the thing. All of these people have got social selling indexes. All of these people are very active, ultra active on LinkedIn or on Twitter X, or on Facebook or on Instagram. Believe you me, these people are real, 100% real. You can go to their paid programs and they'll invite you into their group coaching programs, and then you can tell me that they're not real people. Yes, Coach Dan Gordon. Indeed. Okay. Now, this person is a lovely man, the late Stephen R. Covey. Following now in his footsteps is his son, who is continuing on from Stephen's teaching. Now, Stephen Covey was responsible for writing one of these seminal works called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Now, I'm sure all of you coaches out there that are with yourself know this person. If you don't, please go to Amazon, go to Audible there today and download it. It is a seminal work, absolutely transformational. But inside it there, Stephen, is one of these lessons, always begin with the end in mind. Yeah. And this is why we start here. It looks a bit like we're starting over in your part of the world, Perry, Matt, and Leanne's currently over in Australia also at the moment. So this is what we do. We start off at the other side of the world, there at the or, and then what we do is we go full circle. Okay, so there is a method in our madness. Yeah. So tonight what we're going to do today, this afternoon, this early morning, wherever you are in the world, we're going to show you 3 things. You remember what I promised you? I'm going to teach you there are 3 things. And this is what we do. We start out with, first of all, we're going to build a rich picture of this journey, of the journey that you're going to take your coaching clients on. If you're a suicide prevention coach, if you're a relationship coach, if you're a sexual healing coach, if you're a breastfeeding coach, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different coaches over the years, and they've all been inspirational. I've worked with speakers, with authors, with luxury retreat providers, some of whom provide these retreats on a monthly recurring revenue basis of approximately $10,000 per month, and some of them on $100,000 per month. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Well done to all of you. I really applaud you for your abilities. And this is what we do. We depict the journey visually. Yeah. And then the second thing that we're going to do today together is we're going to document. In other words, we're going to describe the journey. Okay. And then thirdly and finally, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to prep the lead magnet. In other words, your free gift. So whatever you are, like, believe you me, if you're a funeral direction coach, if you're a suicide prevention coach, if you're one of these legal coaches who specializes in death and probate law, not to get all like down in the dumps about this, but these are valid coaching métiers, coaching subjects. So please bear particular attention to these ones here. Everybody can produce a free gift. Okay. And if you have any, if you're lacking in any ideas, don't worry. We've got one of these teachings where we've got 100 different suggestions for lead magnets. This is one of the videos there that we've got. Okay, we've got hundreds and hundreds of videos, so don't worry. The chances are somebody somewhere has asked that same question as you before. And if not, we always like a challenge. And there is no such thing on this earth as a stupid question. So please keep your questions coming in. And like I say, there are approximately 15 minutes after this session ends then the Q&A session will begin for all of the VIPs and all of the VIP elites. In other words, the people that have upgraded to the $47 or to the $97. Remember, I was radically transparent with you at the start. I'm always going to try to sell you something, but only if I believe it is a great fit for you. If it's not, then, no worries, I will tell you and I will show you. I will probably redirect you to one of those websites, like, for example, www.netflix.com, if I do not believe that you're a person who will take action. But this is why, you see, I work with coaches and speakers and authors and retreat providers, because these people play at a higher vision. They're disciplined, they're punctual, they're honest, they're reliable, they've got tremendous integrity. And this is why I like to work with 99.9% of them. And if I don't, for example, Coach Dan Gordon, then what I do is I say, and I state the reasons very clearly why I think that myself and Coach Dan Gordon would not be a good fit for one another. Okay, terrible fit. So, and this is what it's like. But for those of you who are ambitious, who are fast-paced, who are truly entrepreneurial, and truly believe that through the process, through these systemized processes, in other words, these building of these funnels that look like this. Yeah, so they're wide at the top, narrow at the bottom. And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to progress the people through these funnels. Now, if you don't believe that's for you, then that's fine. You can go back to the 1980s or the 1990s, and you can advertise in the newspapers there. If you can still find a newspaper that's around, you can advertise in the radio. And I do wish you genuinely the best of luck. But if, like the other 99.9% of the people, you would like to do this in this digitally fast-paced world, believe you me, as Martin Cunningham says, a career development coach from London, he says there, we are living right now at this very, very moment in time while you're watching this video. This is the quietest this world will ever be for you for the rest of your lifetime. Okay, think about that. So what I want you to do is I want you to spend a few moments doing this rich picture. And this is what it looks like. Now, I want you to do this rich picture. Now, there are those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. You do not have to have 8 steps in your pictorial thing. But what I would recommend is that you have at least 3, preferably 4, but no more than 10. Okay. And I want you to take each one of those boxes and I want you to write a big doing word. Excuse me, I have hiccups. Excuse me, I'll take a glass of water. Or rather a sip of water. I'll take a sip of water. And I want you to write a doing word, an action word into every single one of those boxes. Take a big pen, like a Sharpie or something. I used to have lots of Sharpies here, but every time I buy a pack of Sharpies, my 8-year-old marketing assistant takes them from her father. Okay, and that's what happens here. A big desk of Sharpie markers that have all disappeared. I really can't believe it. Anyway, I want you to write a big doing word with your Sharpie marker or with your biros or with your pen or your felt tip pen in each one of those boxes. Okay. Now, you don't have to write it in each one of those boxes, but I want to say to you this, for example, that if you're doing this, you've heard of those things like the Kellogg's Pop-Tarts. Now, this became particularly in vogue in the media after that lady famously sued McDonald's, the fast food restaurant, when she burnt herself drinking a very, very hot cup of coffee. So nowadays, even things as simplistic as a Kellogg Pop-Tart, if you read the instructions on the side there, I've got one of the videos about this, and it shows you there, I've just gone and I've just purchased a packet of Pop-Tarts, and the instructions, they were in Spanish. I bought them in Poland. I don't know why they were in Spanish, but they were in Spanish, and there are 3 steps. There are 3 steps. So if there are 3 steps involved in the process of opening a Kellogg's Pop-Tart so that you do not burn your pretty little lips, then there should definitely be at least 3 steps or 4 steps in your program. Regardless of whether you're a relationship coach, sexual healing coach, breastfeeding coach, suicide prevention coach, funeral direction coach, business coach, business success coach, an action coach there. We've got some action coaches in the community, Jeff Gosling, or if you're a sales and marketing coach like Professor Christian Farioli, it doesn't matter, whatever you are, there you must have at least 3, preferably 4 steps in your program. Okay. Now, if you have more than 10 steps, what I recommend is that you break each of those steps down into smaller steps. Okay. Just like what we do here. Okay. So there we've got these ones, and this is very important. There, I'm trying to work out how do I get forward. Right, I go this way. Okay, now then, I want you to, at this point, there for those of you with access to the training portal, there I want you to download the visual roadmap, and I want you to fill it in. Okay, so you download this document. It's called the I Can Do Product Value Roadmap, the worksheet, and I want you to fill it in. So I want you to download it, and I want you to fill it in. Now, I want you to write a command word, this doing word, in the middle of each of those boxes, wherever many boxes as you've got for that sort of section, okay? And then I want you to draw red circles around the key stages of this process. In other words, the key stages that you would love to take your clients through, okay? Like, for example, this one, you know, those are the 3 key stages in my process. I love to invite people in, you know, these leads, these 123 quality scored leads. Now, what's a quality scored lead? A quality scored lead is a lead that has expressed an interest, a need, or a desire there in terms of what that person, that individual was posting about, perhaps in a Facebook group, a LinkedIn group, an Instagram group, a TikTok group, if you're a tickety talker, or a YouTube group, okay? It doesn't matter, wherever they were, then what we do is we pluck them out and we match them up with that coach and with their profile, okay? And then we take them through, we invite them into your story. So I would recommend that you have an invite stage. And then we nurture them. Their nurture is the next big part of the process. Nurturing is all about email marketing, because as some of our coaches said, Pauline George and Martin Cunningham, they correctly said that none of you watching these videos, I am sure none of you watching these videos own Google, own Facebook, own Meta, own, let's say, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger. Definitely not. Own YouTube. Definitely not. Own any of these social media platforms. But what you do own is your list, as long as you back it up on your hard drive, put it away in one of those floppy disks. I'm showing my age, but those USB keys are uploaded to the cloud somewhere on an account that you will still have access to. Please, please, please do not lose it. Because remember, you know, Mark Zuckerberg could turn around tomorrow and say, you know what? I'm going to throw out Tony. I'm going to throw out Martha. I'm going to throw out Aaron there from my Facebook kingdom and just delete their accounts. That's what they can do. That's their rules. It's their playground. So please, 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 always take care of your list and nurture them. Just like what you would do to some of your herbs if you're living in Europe, or herbs without the H in the United States. And if you're, or like houseplants or flowers or your garden, you would nurture it. For example, at the moment in Poland, where I live, there's a there's a great heat wave. It's very muggy, it's very sticky, it's very hot. I don't know what it would be in Fahrenheit. I think it would be in the high 90s, but it's very, very, very hot. And this is what you have to do. You have to nurture your flowers, your garden, your houseplants, the same way you have to nurture your list, okay? And then the third and the final key critical stage in our process is these results rule period from Dan Kennedy, okay? Where we build for the people a dashboard showing them these results. Right, then we've got the roadmap. Now, this is the part where we use our pens and use our brains to write these steps down, okay? And I want you to think about each step in terms of the problems. Some coaches use the word blind spots. Some coaches use the word challenges. Some coaches use the word pain points. Whatever word you're familiar with, put that word down in the first step, okay? And these are the blind spots, let's say, that you solve better than anybody else. The problems, the challenges that you solve with more authority, with tons more empathy than all of your competitors. Because believe you me, even if you are an identical twin, and I have seen this now, we've got a number of identical twins in our network, that these people are different. You know, these two coaches will do things differently. They will do things differently. Trust me. I can introduce you to them and you will see that they do things differently. Now, then the next thing I want you to do is I want you to present to them your solution. Your solution, if it's called Wonder Word Training Solutions, if it's called the Masala Mentor workshops, if it's called Heart Passion Institute, they're like Melody has it, then call it that. But I want you to present your solution in your unique way. And then the next thing I want you to think about is the answer to the question, what will their life be like after working with you? What will it be like after working with you? In other words, the outcome, the transformational benefits. Remember who made this famous? Steve Jobs. Remember, he could have done like another Bill Gates, and he could have said to you, okay, I bring to you the latest edition of Microsoft Windows, and the minimum requirements are that you need a PC from NASA with a with a server from Elon Musk's SpaceX program, and this is what you need to run the latest version of Windows. Or he could have done, as he so famously did, he took out the iPod. You remember the iPod before the iPhone? And he put it into his back pocket, and he said, 50,000 songs in your back pocket. That was the benefit. And that immediately sold millions and millions and millions. And it turned Apple into the world's first trillion-dollar company, eventually. And it was a huge transformational process, these benefits. So please, 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 the benefits are key. Forget about features. Features are boring. But, you know, features, think about Bill Gates and his Pentium computers, his nano computers, whatever they are. But think about them, they're for the normal people who don't know the difference between a Pentium processor and a nano processor. They're all of those different things. Okay. And then finally, also think about the tools and the resources used. You know, in other words, your secret sauce. And a lot of people get very frightened about this. A lot of people think, oh no, Paul, I'm giving away the farm. I'm giving away the keys to the farm. I'm giving away my wife with the farm. That's not good. And I'm saying to them, please, 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 don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Because there are this certain amount of people out there, and I know this, from providing free training to all of you coaches and speakers, etc., over the last 4.5 years, there are a certain number of you who will never, ever purchase from me. And there are a certain number of you that may purchase from you if I demonstrate enough knowledge, enough likability, and enough factors there where you will eventually learn to trust me. There are maybe over the next 30, maybe over the next 60, 90, 120, 120 plus days. I remember one of the coaches there, Professor Christian Farioli, he didn't come back to me until about 135 days after I started nurturing him. I thought I've lost him. He's gone away. But then one day, out of nowhere, got a call. Okay, can you do this? And thought, yes, okay, so let's have this call. We had a call, and then he signed up there and then on the dot. And I said, why are you signed up here now on the dot? And he said, no, it's because of all of the value, all of this exceptional value that you've been delivering to me. I thought there he was just ignoring my emails, but he wasn't. He wasn't. And like, it's the same with some of the other people. Some of the other people, Antonios, Biljana, and you've already been on my list there for quite some time. And you're also down under, aren't you? So I apologize for the time of the morning this is. Yes, this is the International Daytime War, isn't it? If it's late in Europe, it's very early in Australia and New Zealand, and it's very early in the west coast of the United States. I do understand that. I do understand that. I'm just trying to work around everything. So all you have to do then, remember, is present this to them in your unique way. Okay. And this is what it looks like. So I want you to be able to fill out this form. So I want you to spend like a few minutes going through this for however many steps that you've got. Now, don't put in the steps yet. Do this afterwards. But first and foremost, fill out the problem, blind spot, challenge, whatever you want to call it. Then fill out the solution in your words, representing your brand, your coaching brand. And then fill out the outcome and fill out the tools and resources. Okay. By the way, whenever I say a coach, I also mean those people who have got an online business. Maybe they're public speakers, maybe they're luxury retreat providers. I've worked with them, like, for example, Kath Roberts there from the excellent Me Retreats. Kath Roberts is a menopause wellness coach. Okay. And all of these people, all of these exceptional people there, what they want to do is they want to map out this journey. Now, here's a top tip. After you've completed it, please add and label the number of steps in your process and try to create a name for the step. It doesn't have to be an acronym like I've got for I Can Do, where each one of those letters of I Can Do represents a part of the formula. Now, remember, as I've said before, I Can Do, candor is a very old, without the I, everybody, for example, Steve Jobs, everybody puts I in front of everything. Yes, Steve Jobs does, or did, let's say, during his life. iPhone, iPod, iPad, iWatch, and this is what it's all about. You see, all of those 8 letters represent a part of the strategy. The I is for the invite, the C is for the captivate, the A is for the ask, the N is for the nurture, the D is for the do, the O is for the offer, the U is for the unique understanding, and the R is for the results, or the reciprocity. Okay. And as a result, as a general rule, there should never be less than 3 and never more than 9. And if there are, as I've said before, please break it down into a smaller number. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm going the wrong way again. This thing is not behaving itself today. Right. Okay. Now then, this brings us to the last part of tonight's training. The lead magnet. The lead magnet. Yes. You need a free gift. You need a free gift. Because remember, these people don't know you. They don't know you from Adam. They don't know you. They don't know about the problems that you solve. Maybe you're this suicide prevention coach. Maybe you're this relationship coach. They don't know who you are. And there are millions and millions and millions of coaches out there on the internet. Trust me. All you have to do is go to LinkedIn and you will see how many there are. And in this overcrowded, in this saturated marketplace, what you've got to do is you've got to be different. And you've got to offer a lead magnet. Yeah, at least one at the beginning. And the one there that has worked better for us than anything else in this planet has been the PDF guide. And the PDF guide can be a simple 1-page document. It doesn't have to be long, doesn't have to be complicated, doesn't have to be hours and hours and hours of training. That comes after time. But what it is at the beginning is you've got to get that attention. You've got to get that click. And it takes less than a second, less than a single second for them to scroll right past you. So imagine, you see, they're scrolling, they're skimming, they're scanning, they're scrolling through Facebook, through Instagram, through WhatsApp, through Facebook Messenger, through TikTok, through LinkedIn, through their Quora or Reddit or whatever. What's going to make your message stand out? And this represents 80% of the click, as David Ogilvy said during his life. 80% of the click. This is what's got it. And it's just got to stop them dead in their tracks, so that they stop and they give you perhaps 2 seconds of their valuable attention. So you've got to entice them in from this wonderfully warm, cozy, safe world of social media, and you've got to bring them into your story. Okay. And your story, as I was saying to you, Leanne, and as I was saying to you, Pauline, and as I was saying to you, Jay, it has to be to a landing page, okay? And if you do it this way, then you will see the results that it will make. It will make truly the world of difference. Right, so then what you've got to do next is you've got to build them up the cover. Now, this is as far as this lesson will take you, but I would always start, as a rule of thumb, with the book cover. Remember, this is just like an image. This is a graphical image. And it can later, of course, be used there if you want to print it out. But for the beginning, what I would do is I would recommend just putting it out as an electronic PDF guide. That will take you moments to make. And with AI, with the limitless power of the artificial intelligence, this will take you even less minutes. You know, believe you me, I wrote that poem for Coach Dan Gordon and I posted it on social media. and the AI did most of the work. The AI did most of the work. So, you know, this is for Dan, who thinks that AI is a fad. Yes, yes, perhaps it is. Perhaps it will go away like the internet tomorrow, Dan. Yes, it won't exist. You can imagine. And now this is a boring book cover at the moment, but let's see there what we could transform it into. There. Now then, I recommend that you go off to your ChatGPT or to your Bing-powered OpenAI or to your Jasper. I love using Jasper. They have a much better relationship with Jasper than with ChatGPT-4. And Jasper, there, by the way, is free with a Google account there, because what I did, they ask you, of course, to pay for it, but what I did was I asked them to downgrade it. And believe you me, I can do, 50, 60 searches a day for free. And I've been using it for quite a few months. So a very helpful top tip to all of you. But what I want you to do is I want you to ask the AI. Now, again, for some of you in the VIP Elite group, you'll get access to our AI 1500 primer prompts. Yeah. And I want to ask I want you to ask the AI to craft you a jaw-dropping pattern interrupt. Okay. In other words, something there that's just going to stop them in their tracks. And you'll see more about this in day number 2. Okay. In day number 2, you'll see more about this. But really, 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 this is so powerful if it's done properly. Okay. Right. So I'm going to ask you to ask the AI to craft you a jaw-dropping pattern interrupt winning headline. In other words, the blind spot resolution, the blind spot, the challenge, the pain point that you solve, that you would almost solve for free, okay, to your ideal audience. And then the third thing that I want to ask you to do is I want you to ask the AI to craft you an eye-popping, compelling subheading. Okay, this is designed to engage with your reader or viewer. So for any of you who have ever seen any of those sponsored posts on LinkedIn, on Facebook, or on Instagram, this is the type of thing that I'm talking about. Okay, and it has to be like eye-popping, jaw-dropping. It has to drag the reader in, almost like you're taking them by their virtual neck, not physically, not not in the real world, of course, but you're taking them by their virtual neck. And you're grabbing them and you're pulling them in towards you. You're pulling them in towards you like a tractor beam, if any of you watch science fiction. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but and if you remember that. And this is it now. This is it now. Look at this. Just look at that for a few seconds. Look at that ebook cover. That's just a PDF guide. And this is for a financial life coach there who specializes in helping these pre-college teens, these teens aged 14 to 18. Now you can see why I include some of those questions like that in the avatar. Okay, I know for some of you it doesn't apply, but for some coaches it's very important. So they're looking for households. This lady, Prudence McDaniel, this financial life coach, is looking for households with the parents and with the children. There are at least maybe 2 children in the household, 2.5 children in the household. And they're looking for people that have got these pain points there, that their child or their teenager, let's say, because teenagers don't like to be called children. I know, because I have a 15-year-old boy, and believe you me, he's a teenager. He's not a child. Yes, rightfully so, because my daughter is 8 and she is a child. Okay, so we have to differentiate. So for these teenagers aged 14 to 18, you see, this lady, Prudence McDaniel, puts them through to the next stage. Now look at this for a landing page. You see, this is the ebook cover. This is the free gift. So Prudence goes out there and talks about this on their Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on LinkedIn. I have to get this right. For the teenagers, she talks about this on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. For the parents, she talks about this on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Remember, YouTube is our content library. You'll find out more about this as we come more into this strategy. But remember, this represents for Prudence 80% of the click. Now look at it. If any of you are old enough to remember Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street, a phenomenal movie from the 1980s, if you're not old enough to remember that, please ask your grandparents, and they will tell you who Freddy Krueger was in Nightmare on Elm Street. But this is like one of those eye-popping, visually, boom, covers, you know, because you're scrolling through Facebook and all of a sudden you see this thing coming up in front of you. 13, unlucky for some, money murdering mistakes. And there's a huge big picture of this like a serial killer almost knife. And it's actually a knife they're used for cutting cake, not for cutting people, for cutting cake. It's a very, very nice chef's knife. And all parents must know before even thinking, before even contemplating sending their teen off to college. And we all know, you know, how much of a financial drain there that sending your teenage son or daughter or non-binary to a college of their choosing. It costs a lot of money. It cost a lot of money for my parents when they sent me to college in the 1990s. It costs much, much more money when you're sending children, your teenagers, to college in the 2020s. So think about it. And then this lady, then you see, comes in like a heroine in shining armor, ready to save the day with her knife, her cake knife held firmly in the air, going, right, let's just put an end to those money murdering mistakes. And those money murdering mistakes, where were they generated from? They were generated from the AI. And they even blew the mind of the coach herself, of Prudence McDaniel. She was looking at them and she was going, wow, number 6, number 7. Wow. I didn't think about that. I have to add them into my program. Now, adding them into your program, adding them into your group coaching program, remember, you're always just trying to stay 1 or 2 steps ahead of the competition. Just like that guy, Frank, in the movie, Catch Me If You Can, the true story of how he evaded the FBI for so many years. The FBI is, of course, played by Tom Hanks in the movie. Leonardo DiCaprio plays the person who always managed to stay 1 or 2 steps ahead of them. Even at the end, you know, whenever he was faced the choice of going to prison or helping out the FBI, to make sure that there is never another person like him again who can con all of these people out of the medical things. He conned his way into becoming an airline pilot. All of this just by staying 1 or 2 steps ahead. And that's how he became one of these incredibly intelligent, sought after coaches. So even after facing federal prosecution in the United States, they give him a choice. They said, look, Frank, you are so intelligent. Please come and work with us, yeah, or face the rest of your life in prison. So he decided, okay, rather than going to prison, he was going to help them out. And he's still helping them out to this day. Amazing. So that's what we have to do. Right. So remember now, there tonight, today, this morning, we've gone through the following 3 things. We have outlined, we have depicted our journey. So remember, go into the training portal, download the product value roadmap, the worksheet, then download the text-based version of the roadmap. Fill them in, please fill them in. You know, because in this program there, for those of you who upgrade to one of the paid programs, and I'll show you the offer again in a moment, there is that offer, but you have to fill in these steps. Because I love it. Some of these people who have been with me 2-3 years or more, what they do is they come to me sometimes and they say, Paul, your program has stopped working. Your strategies have stopped working. Your funnels have stopped working. I say, okay, Catherine, it stopped working. Yes, it stopped working. We're going to have to execute the guarantee. And the guarantee is, you know, of course, if it's called the iCandor Super Duper Titanium Plated 1 conditional guarantee. And the 1 condition is that you have to do all of the work and you have to do all of the steps in the exercise. And in one of the things there's the positioning to Google, and it's 15 steps to position your message to the top of Google in under 23.5 minutes. And this one wasn't working. So I said, okay, there's 15 steps, right? Well, let's go in and look at the dashboard, because the dashboard is like the Holy Bible. It shows us everything. Yeah, it reveals everything. So we go into it in detail, and I look at the diagnostics, and I say, well, Catherine, what about step number 12 and step number 13? It doesn't look like you've done these for quite a few of these last videos. Why is that? Oh, Paul, well, to be honest with you, I thought that they were a little bit boring, and I just didn't bother. Okay, Right, well, Catherine, so before we execute the guarantee and before I start, like all of my team and I are going to provide our marketing services for free until you get a return on investment for this month, then so please could you do me a favor and go back and do these, and then if you could send me a message after you've done them, and then let's see where it is. So anyway, she went away. A couple of hours later, I got a message on WhatsApp and said, oh, sorry, Paul, false alarms, all working now. I went into the dashboard. Yep, she'd filled in steps 12, 13, and 14. So it does work. It's a systemized process. And believe you me, if it didn't work, the time that it wouldn't work would be in the free gift, because this is where we ask Google to position you, to rank you with sufficient authority. And, full disclosure, it hasn't worked some of the time there. I remember Johnny Rose there with his, because it was a reserved keyword, and we didn't know that. It was one of the ones to do with the pandemic, the craziness beginning with the letter C. So we were not allowed to use that C word in the videos. And if we did use that C word, Google didn't give us the authority. So we were honest, because in those days, you see, we made the people pay up front and had to pay like a lot. They had to pay, what was it, $397 per video. And we had to go back to Johnny and we had to say, right, well, we give you your money back, Johnny. Very, very sorry about this. And he said, well, okay, well, you've been very honest, Paul. So how about this? How about we do double or quits, right? So in other words, there, if we were to do a second one, then we would have had to give him back twice as money. In other words, $800. And we were thinking, okay, well, let's do this. So the second time, then we did it with better keywords. They're not keywords relating to the pandemic, that was existing there for the past 2-3 years, and it still is existing. Some of my customers still now have it. Mark, there, Elena, and your son. I hope that you will get better soon. I hope that you will feel better soon. They've just been back from Ireland, where they've got the dreaded C1 again that we cannot say on these videos. Otherwise, this video will not rank in Google. So anyway, this is what it's all about. So please, please, please bear this in mind. Now, tonight we've gone through this outline, the visual outline of the journey, the roadmap. We've gone through the document, the part where we describe the steps involved in the journey that you're going to take your ideal customer along, your avatar, and we've prepped it. So now the solution, you see there, where we're starting off now, we're at step 0, okay? Tomorrow then we're going to go through step 1, then we're going to go through step 2, etc., etc. And this is where we get all of our ducks, all of our funnels, all of our systemized processes lined up in a row, okay? So congratulations there, as you've just seen, you've just lined up your first duck. And whenever you get all of these ducks lined up in alignment, in harmony with one another, you have to see how this works. Whenever you see the results that some of these customers have got, that some of the past and the current customers have got over the past 4.5 years, it is absolutely incredible. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And these people really, really, really do exist. And some of the other people in the network, like some of the people in this Andy Waddell group, they are still using that group. And they can certify, they can testify that these people do actually exist, because you know why? They've been out there to the restaurants, to the pubs, to the meetups, to the face-to-face. You remember them? The face-to-face networking sessions. So Coach Dan Gordon, these people definitely 100% do exist, okay? Each and every one of them, each and every one of them. Yeah, so thank you for your comment. Yeah, I do appreciate them. But, please, let's base everything on reality. The internet is not a fad, and the internet is not going away anytime quickly, okay? Now, important disclaimer, I love to say this in all of these things, this is definitely not one of these magical money-making unicorn spitting out of its bottom machines. If you want one of them, you can go back to my former business partner, the bad Jacek, not to be confused with the good Jacek, who is still one of my business partners. Thank you to the good Jacek for staying around despite what the bad Jacek did. Okay, Jacek is the Polish name for Jack, yeah, John. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a get-rich-slow with stability, scheme, but you have to do the work. You have to do the work. And there is some work involved. Yes, even for the done-for-you clients, we can do a lot of it. We can put in the mechanics, we can put in a lot of the things, but we still need your interjections. Think of us as like a restaurant where we are the back of house. my team and I, my VAs and I, that work every single day, day in, day out, doing these things because we love doing them. But there is some work involved. So please note that. Yeah. Even for the done for you customers, there are exercises which must be filled in. So please, you know, like for the done for you customers, it is expensive, I know, but we do have to spend some time together, okay, on these regularly scheduled sessions. Right. Now, the other sad fact is that many of the coaches along the way, approximately 80%. So if you take there, for example, the 100+ people, the 134 people that we've got in the room there tonight, there are many coaches along the way, approximately 80% of them will give up, and they will return to burying their head in the sand like an ostrich, and they will return to what is a very expensive hobby, where perhaps they're coaching 3, if they're lucky, one-to-one clients with about, maybe they're taking in, I don't know, $2,500 per client or something like that. And then they think that they're doing okay. Because they've got like a revenue stream, monthly recurring revenue. That's the model that we always go for. So don't worry about that, Matt. We always go for monthly recurring revenue model. But even at that, you imagine, like, let's say those coaches are taking in 2.5 times 3. That's what, $7,500. $7,500. Brilliant. Okay, that's enough to pay the mortgage payments, pay the car payments, to have some money set aside for the kids for going to college. But what happens whenever 50% of those customers end the program? Maybe there's something happened. Maybe they've had a change in life, a change in circumstances. Maybe something has happened. And then what? Then you're lost. Maybe something's happened to you. You know, maybe just like what happened to my poor cousin there, as you were saying to me, Coach Dan, when I was in the morgue the other day, the mortuary, my 31-year-old cousin there died there from being hit by a bus from a brain injury. And you know, you just think there that young man with his 2 lovely, very young children, dead. He's dead there, but he left behind his lovely partner, his life partner, and his 2 children. And that's sad. And you don't know, you see, what's going to happen tomorrow. But there's one thing for sure. If you leave behind a legacy, in other words, these semi-automated teachings from you, that if you get sick, if you get waylaid, if you have to go to the hospital because you're suffering from the C pandemic that we cannot name, then this is what you can do. There, you can rely on this to provide you with location freedom, time freedom, and most importantly of all, financial freedom. Okay, but that's what you have to do. But a select few will persevere, will carry on through to the next level. And these people, they're usually the top 20% of the top 20%. So in other words, what we do is we apply the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, to itself. So we work with the top 4% of these people. And that's great there, because there is hard work involved. Even for the done for you customers. The DIY customers, there's more work. For the done with you customers, there's more work that has to be done on your side. Excuse me. You can read there. That is our guarantee. Yeah. And you see, if you turn up, if you do all of the actions, if you take all of the prescribed steps, this is what will happen. That you will achieve a 2.63 times ROI within 90 to 120 days of your initial investment. Or we will continue providing marketing services for free until such an ROI has been achieved. Okay. So if your investment has been $7 and you turn up, you do all of the lessons, there you will get, let's say, at least $21. And if you turn up, if you pay for one of our done for you programs, and you're paying like $3,500 there per month, and we bill quarterly, by the way. So then what you're doing is there you're going to be guaranteed a return of investment, a return on your investment of 2.63 times what we're promising, as long as you've completed all of the steps of these 8 steps in this complete add to sales system. Okay, that's our promise to you. Now, these are the 8 processes there that we're going to go through this week on this 5-day challenge. We're going to show you in stage 1, we're going to attract the people. Stage 2, we're going to diagnose the people. Stage 3, we're going to prescribe to them a solution. Okay. So remember, very important that you want to do this. Now, if you want to get results faster than you ever thought possible, just like what I said to Matt there before we came on air, type into your browser calendar.icandor.net and then choose a meeting there. Remember to change it to your time zone. So if you're in New Zealand, if you're in Australia, if you're in California, and if your name is not Coach Dan Gordon, and if you're in Texas, if you're in the East Coast there in Boston, Philly, wherever you are there, please change it to your time zone, okay? That's very, very important, all right? And finally, I love it when a plan comes together. I love it when a plan comes together. It's very important. And remember, now it's not too late. You can still upgrade to the to one of those packages. You can either pay $7 US, or you can pay $47, or you can pay $97. Remember, the $97 program will give you, what we'll do is we'll sit down with you and we'll draw out for you this customized roadmap, the visual and the description part, very important. We'll design for you, we'll help you design your course outline. They're using the powers of AI in the right way, in a productive way. And believe you me, AI is definitely here to stay, no matter what Coach Dan Gordon says. Okay. And then we're going to build out your avatar for you. We're going to give you these 1,500 AI primer prompts that we use successfully each and every single day. Some of us use it in ChatGPT-4, some of us in Jasper, some of us in Bing OpenAI. It doesn't really matter there, but we've got a lot of other of these AI technologies there that we use inside Kartra, inside GrooveFunnels AI, inside ClickFunnels, etc., inside WordPress. Or if you're somebody like Leanne who loves WordPress, we think it's a toy, an expensive toy. But anyway, there we'll share that with Leanne whenever she's ready to. But it is a toy. These are tools. These are tools. What we're using here, we're using Kartra. Yeah, but some people it's different. And there, remember what the options are. Now, if you're just still interested in the free training, then just click on that one, and then that will get you into all of the lessons. Okay. But if you're interested in one of the paid options, like I say, the $7 will get you access to all of the replays, the exact scripts, the copy that we use. And then this one here will get you access to all the live Q&A workshops. So in other words, what you're going to be done is you're going to be invited behind the scenes. Okay. So anyway, there it is now 3 minutes past the hour. 3 minutes past the hour. So I've been talking, no, 4 minutes now past the hour. And what I'm going to do is there in another, to calculate this properly, 16 minutes. Mathematics is not an exact science. Math is not an exact science, as Frank Kern would say. Anyway, so in 16 minutes exactly, what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to do the Q&A section for all of those of you in the VIP Master or in the VIP Elite programs. And if you're not in it, please, you still have the next 15.5 minutes to register for it. We'd love to see you inside, and we'd love to take you and walk you through step by step. There are some of these processes. Okay, now remember, stay tuned for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be going through the I, which is part 1 of the stage 1 attract sequence. Okay, we're going to be showing you how to invite your ideal targeted avatar from the sheet that you just filled in, from your free leads there that we're giving you. We're gifting you up to 123 free leads from the social media. And we're showing you then what to do with them and how to invite them. If they're on Instagram, how to invite them from Instagram. If they're on LinkedIn, how to invite them from LinkedIn. If they're on Facebook or Facebook groups, how to invite them from there. So that before you even start in the world of the paid ads, then you can start to get some badly needed results in advance. And this is so helpful. Okay. So remember, upgrade to VIP Master or VIP Elite if you want to come behind the scenes and then see behind the factory door, so to speak. We're going to drive the DeLorean. It's a futuristic time traveling machine developed by John DeLorean in Ireland in the 1990s. And it was used very famously in the movies by Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd called Back to the Future trilogy. Okay. I seen him also in a time traveling movie the other night on Netflix. Wow, that was a shock to see him. Now he's now suffering from Parkinson's, the same as myself. But anyway, there we all have our problems there to bear with, don't we? Okay, thank you all from the bottom of my heart very, very much. This is me, PG Mac, saying peace out, bye for now, and see you tomorrow night for the lesson. Don't forget, bookmark the time, put it in your calendar, and we'll speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.